There went.
Oh, okay.
I think that is just the AC, but you know what? That is fine. We don't need to be a bunch of steamed hams in here. All right.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Hey.
Oh, hey, we're live. All right, shit. I think that is just the AC.
ZUDECAST. 115 of these Heezies, man. We're keeping it rocking and rolling, bro.
Yes, indeed.
The boy is back in town.
Back in town from out of town from dude, I think we went about 6,000 miles in the last month on the bus. Broke down in Bakersfield, actually. So we're going to talk about that.
Sorry.
I think it was actually like Buttonwillow, but
It's not bad.
Yeah.
So some guy on a tractor helped you out.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Yeah, shout out. We got Jesse Rivera in the building.
What's up?
Come
Pleasure
check out
to be here.
his new special just dropped on YouTube. Not That Mexican. Is it Not That Mexican or Not That Mexican?
That's for you to decide.
Where
you know?
the-
And
where-
I think that like during different parts, I just noticed that alien is flipping me out. That's for you to decide. Because I think at different points in the special, it's both not that Mexican, not that Mexican. And it just came to me like I mulled over it. I was thinking, I knew I needed to name it, and I didn't want to think about it because I was like, I'm just gonna fucking spaz out, and like it's gonna drive me crazy, and I'm gonna like have. And then it just hit me one day, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna think. I sent it to like 3 people. And all 3 of them were like, yeah,
That's perfect.
It.
Yeah,
and
dude.
then after that, I was like, okay, there, it's done. That's what it's going to be called.
Damn, that is like the hardest part of a lot of creative endeavors is like, what do you slap the name on there, you know, where it's like with a band name or an album name or a...
Because you're just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that's crazy.
There's a power to that, though, and again, giving it something that can be perceived in different ways, though, because it's like, I'm not that, because trust me, you already know, I was like, I'm not that Mexican. I was like the lightest skinned Mexican ever. I'm like, I'm ready.
Mexican.
I think you two are gonna bond.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was Mexican. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, he's Mexican?
No one ever does. I'm a sleeper, bro.
Sleeper Mexican. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on the show, man.
No, thanks for having me. And I think like getting me at short notice is the best way to do it. Because like if you give me, because I think you asked me before and you're like, oh, just let me know, and I'm like, that's not gonna happen.
Right. Yeah. Well, because
Yeah.
I had talked to you when you like just filmed the special, but now it's finally out because that was like in like January.
Yeah, we filmed it January 14th at the Sacramento Punchline.
Hell yeah! Congrats, man. I was just watching it today, and it's funny, man, because like you have the first bit about Lyft, and I was watching the whole special while I was like DoorDash driving, and I was
Okay.
I
thought you were saying like while you were in a lift.
Oh no, that would be funny too.
Yeah.
Man, dude, I did Uber for a little while too. My DoorDash account got suspended, and then I was like doing Uber for. I was like,
Wait,
I guess.
what'd your DoorDash account get suspended for? You just like went right over.
Dude,
that.
it's don't worry about it. Well, my it's this little thing
It's
where
a
like
little
my
misunderstanding.
my little driver's license expired, whatever. No biggie. By a couple days,
Sorry.
whatever.
That's actually kind of boring. I thought like you like ate someone's food.
No,
or something.
well, I've done that too, but
I thought you were gonna say you like ate someone's ass.
that would be unacceptable. That would be breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, DoorDash. It's crazy with DoorDash because you're just like ordering, you're getting stuff from restaurants. I'm like, I can't afford to eat here, and also I definitely can't afford to order DoorDash from this restaurant. I haven't ordered DoorDash since I've been a DoorDash driver. And then also they make you do like the grocery shopping orders too, and I was like, I don't know where anything is in this fucking store because I don't go to Rayleigh's, dude. I don't go to Sprouts, dude. I don't know what the fuck any of this is like. Where's the goddamn bison in this spot, dude? It's fucking crazy.
The bison.
Yeah. Always some specific ass shit.
Yeah, isn't that a protected animal? Like, are we eating it?
I guess so. I mean, I think it was the what is it? The water buffalo? I don't know.
I'm not sure. All I know, I've had buffalo burgers. They're pretty
Buffalo
good.
burgers
Yeah,
are good.
pretty bussin'.
It's like lean beef basically.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I can't.
Anyways,
make up my mind here on the headphones. How long you been doing comedy, Jesse?
Going on 6 years. Let's see, like 5.5 years. Nice. So, 6 years.
And you started out here in Sac, like
oh man, like everything started in Sac. Like I grew up in Bakersfield, and I just like, I don't know, like I never really found myself until I came to Sacramento.
Right.
I had to come to Sacramento and like be like completely alone, like away from like the influence of friends and families, and to actually like do what I wanted to do. And I didn't even know what I wanted to do, you know? Like I'm not saying that they were holding me back, but I'm just saying that like I guess like not thinking by myself, you know,
right.
Until I got here and was completely alone and was just like, well, I'm taking improv, because it started with taking improv.
Oh, okay, so did you move out to Sac and then like got into stand up right away, or
yeah, because it started with improv, because like I moved to Sacramento, and then I was really like, at first I was just working, working like 60 hours a week, and like that's all I did for like the first 18 months that I was here. And then once I was here like 18 months, I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna live here, you know. So then I got an apartment and just kind of started like just doing the shit. Because like before that, like I was just staying in a hotel and working, and I didn't really feel like I lived here. You know? Mm-hmm. Like I went out and did stuff, but I didn't. I remember I had been here about a year and a half, and I texted a friend of mine, and I was like, hey, a friend of mine that lived in Bakersfield, and I texted her and I was like, hey, will you come up in a couple of weeks and go to this Billy Joel concert with me?
Hey. And
she was like, you should really have friends up there by now. She's like, I can't come up there every time you want to do something.
Right.
So then I started doing just stuff on my own, and one of the first things I did was take an improv class, because I thought that's what I wanted to do. I thought like I wanted to be like, I wanted to be like a weekend warrior improv guy, like just like work during the week and then just do improv on the weekends. And I did it for like maybe 2 or 3 years.
Nice.
At the Sacramento Comedy Spot, and I took all those classes and musical improv class, like all the classes that the Comedy Spot had. Like I think I took the whole curriculum, like, and the improv stuff I took like 2 or 3 times, and then it just wasn't clicking with improv, and he would just always say, is like, you have the timing of a comic. And and then I was taking improv with my friend Emily Peterson, and I was like, we're gonna take another improv class, and she's like, let's take a stand-up class, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And I was hooked.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who was the class with?
Robert Berry.
Hey. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Robert.
You're the real one.
Robert Berry was my teacher. Yeah. So luckily I didn't fall into the pun world.
Yeah.
Luckily I could write a joke, and but he was a very encouraging teacher, and you know, like the first time I got a laugh, like I was hooked, you know.
Yeah.
And then since then I just like I think I stopped once for like I don't know, I was having like a mental breakdown. I was like, I'm gonna quit comedy, and I quit for like 2 weeks. Right. But no, I'm like, it's the I call it like my bowling league, or my, like, you know, whatever. Like, right. It's what I do to stay happy, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, and look at you now. You got your own special that you just punched out, you know, at the Punchline, bro. You said you filmed that in January. Who, like, produced that for you and stuff?
Yeah. Nick Larson shot it. I think he shot with a total of 4 cameras. Like, he had one on the side of the stage, one in front, and like 2 moving around. And he shot it and he edited it. But I also had man, let me check it. This dude's name, I don't want to mispronounce his name. Because we had the sound, Matthew Bowler, who does the sound for like the Kings games, like for like the television station. Like, he does, like, because when I asked him if he could do the audio for me, because originally I wanted to put it out on vinyl. Like, that was the goal. So the goal was put it out on vinyl and then videotape it as a backup and maybe put it out on video. But that night that I finished, like, I wanted to do 40 minutes and I did like 28. And so it's not like you could put 44 minutes on vinyl. Like, I didn't want to put like 15 minutes on each side. I thought about doing a 10-inch, but I was like, no. So I think I'm scrapping the vinyl part until, I don't know, like, it's just not going to go on vinyl right now.
Right. Dude, I mean, vinyl, you know, it's back in, though, right now. Yeah, vinyl's having a resurgence.
I don't want a 30-minute vinyl. Right. I want a 45-minute vinyl.
That's such a trip, man, with with vinyls too, because there's like, you know, like the actual physical media like determines how long it can actually be.
Yeah, that's the thing that I like to have this. You know, I do a podcast and like I always try to do these crazy categories, but the 90s, like it's like CDs came out. And like all of a sudden, everything can be 72 minutes. Like it was 55 minutes with vinyl. Like for all that time, like it was the 55 minutes. Yeah,
you get all those fade outs from that. Yeah. Every song would be a fucking fade out. It's just like they jammed on forever, and all right, bye bye.
And then the 90s hit, and now they got 72 minutes. So then we started getting all these double. But I don't think everything needed to be 72 minutes.
No, because I heard that like it was like one of the like Sony executives was like, it's got to be able to fit all of Mozart like Requiem or whatever it was. They're like, that's how they decided how long CDs were supposed to be. That would be
a great fucking deep dive like podcast episode of like
I heard
the birth of the CD.
Yeah, well, that's crazy too, because that like it ties into like the video game world and like the music world and all that too. Like, because that was like
CDs like. When they started doing CDs for video games too, you could put like video on it, and so they're able to do like cutscenes and like all that.
That changed the whole game, dude. Because that was like, because it was like Sony. It was like Sony and Philips were like the companies, you know, developing CDs kind of at the same time. But it's like Nintendo was trying to do a thing with Sony, and then they had a falling out, and then it's like, damn, dude, it's like the alternate history where it's like there was like no Nintendo and then PlayStation, and then like. That's crazy because like that changed the whole fucking game, dude.
Yeah.
And dude, what was it about vinyl? I heard some shit about vinyls the other day. You know, when you listen to like a lot of stuff from like the 70s and 80s, a lot of it's very lacking in bass, like in low frequencies or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And one of the reasons is because like, you know, all the record producers were just like high as shit on cocaine, and it kind of fucks with it, changes your hearing perception a little bit, where you're like, yeah, turn that fucking treble up, brother. But also the you know how you said like vinyls can only be up to, is it like 45 or 55 minutes or whatever? 55 minutes, right? But also,
or 52, I don't know, yeah, 50 something, 55.
But in order to fit more space on the vinyl, they would cut some of the low frequencies, because like the actual like grooves of the record, you know, like the smaller wave,
spread out.
Right?
Yeah,
like the
spread out.
Lower waves, or the, you know, the lower frequencies take up more space on the actual groove of the record. So they would like kind of get around the time constraint a little bit more by like lifting out some of the bass frequencies.
One of the things about that and like the more depth of the sound is like now like they're repressing some of the great albums like Steely Dan, Aja, for example. But where it was traditionally a 33 1/3 RPM, they're pressing them at 45 RPM so that they can make it deeper and more like a more immersive sound.
Huh. Right. That's cool. Interesting, because it's like it is a, you know, it's such a physical medium, and now to like reissue it with like updated, like you're literally creating a new like piece of it, you know, because it's like a physical art piece.
Yeah, because they're having to make new stampers and make new lacquers and just like and then that's a whole other thing about like what artists are actually like letting their masters out of the vaults to get remastered to be put back on vinyl.
Right. There's so many like reissues and repressings of vinyls right now, and they're so fucking expensive too. They're like $40-$50 a lot of the time. But it's like on the super high quality vinyl. Yeah, it's having a comeback right now.
You know what's crazy is like I was watching this documentary about like, you know, vinyl pressings, and they were inside the Abbey Road studios, and they were talking about like how strict they are with the master tapes. And they showed the master tape, like they were right there on the table, like Abbey Road master tapes. And they showed like at one point in time where all you had to do was sign out for them. And there was like people's names like where like someone signed out for the I'm gonna take the Abbey Road master,
borrow these for a little bit.
Yeah,
not off to anything or anything.
That it was just like that. Well, I'm sure it was people that worked in this, you know, but that they were that
accessible period.
Yeah,
and you're
at
able
one
to,
point. But who knew? You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out Diana Gomez in the chat. Yep. She said Jesse.
Oh yep. Shout out Diana. That's Sarah's roommate.
Oh, I love Diana. Yeah, she's great. She's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say too, since you know you're saying you're gonna put it on vinyl, I take it you listen to a lot of comedy, like on vinyl too?
You know what? I don't listen to it on vinyl. No? I have a bunch of it on vinyl because, like, if I see one at a record shop, I just can't leave it. You know, like I gave Sarah a copy of Robin Williams. I was like, Sarah, I have 3 of these.
I know. I saw like the stack that she got. She got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So, like Patsy Cline, and then the like Robin Williams one, and like a bunch of other stuff. What was I gonna say? Dude, it's crazy because like cassettes are kind of having a moment right now a little bit too, or at least they tell me. I feel like when someone tells me cassettes are coming back, I'm like, it feels like you're trying to do like, it's like Bitcoin right now. Like, dude, cassettes are up right now.
Here's my pitch for cassettes. 80s era hip hop sounds so good on cassette.
Right.
Like that, like the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, LL Cool J,
right.
Slick Rick. That stuff sounds so good on cassette.
It's got a certain like compression to it that just, I don't know, it just hits.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a lot of the like classic like samplers and all the like, you know, machines that people would use, like the MPCs and all that. A lot of them have it's supposed to sound like a cassette style compression on it and whatever. Yeah. People just turn that on, just turn all that up to 10 because that's just like,
well, like that was the sound
sauce.
They were chasing.
That's the sauce right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is all your guys' recording done digitally now? Like, I mean, you're a musician. You've actually, I'm sure you've recorded a ton of stuff, right? Is all that being done digitally, or is there still some? For
the most part, like, I mean, you can go and get, you know, I mean, there's still like a lot of guys doing analog stuff, whatever. If you get like, you know, I'm sure like, was it like Jack White or whatever? He's like such a like purist about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, you can still do it. I mean, actually, when I went to Sac City College, they have like a whole like studio where they record stuff straight to like reel to reel.
Wow.
There, so you can get that done. But then it's like, I did like a couple recordings, and then I was like, all right, can I get that MP3 of that? I was like, all right. Well, but it's also crazy in the reverse of that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, can you send me that
can you put that on my phone?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But then there's also the opposite of that, where it's like you get a lot of stuff that was all done digitally from start to finish, and then they put it on a vinyl at the very end, and you're like,
that I'm not. I'm not chasing those vinyls. Like sometimes I'll get them to be nostalgic about it. Like I just kind of want it on vinyl, but
right. Because they used to have, I forget the name of the artist, but my friend was telling me about this one record that like they would every once in a while do like straight to wax, basically. Instead of like going from reel to reel and then pressing it onto a vinyl, they would record it like to disc, or like
Jack White does that.
Yeah.
With,
He's
like, Jack White. Who's the White Stripes guys?
The White Stripes, yeah, and then or I'm sure like the Black Keys also probably do that shit.
Yeah. His studio in Tennessee or in Memphis.
Yeah.
You can record straight to vinyl. Billie Eilish put out a record for Record Store Day. Like she did a live album in the studio and they cut it straight to vinyl.
Nice. That's cool, man. So did you grow up listening to a lot of stuff on vinyl? Was that, or you like because like back in the day too, like records were so cheap too.
Okay, so back in the day they had the Columbia Record and Tape Club,
right?
And you would subscribe, and then you had to like buy. So you would get like 12 records for a penny.
That's crazy.
And then the catch was you had to buy like 4 at regular price,
right?
But you never did. They just sent you bills, and you never paid it,
right?
And
that's awesome.
So that's how like my first batch of records, I got that way, and that I can still remember like it was like Billy Joel's Greatest Hits,
nice.
Bruce Springsteen, The River, John Mellencamp, Howard Jones, Suzanne Vega, Sting. All that stuff, and that's all I listened to for.
Dude, John Mellencamp, man, that's what I would listen to while like my dad would get hammered on fish and chips. just 5 a.m. just cracking open Miller High Lifes, listening to John Mellencamp. He changed because he was like John. It was like John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah,
it
was John Cougar. then he went John. Then he went back to his original name.
Yeah.
But his first album is Johnny Cougar.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, it's become a meme, too, though, like, the whole, like, sucking on chili dog, that line or whatever, where people, like, just, like, record, like, they sing, like, the whole verse. They're like, sucking on chili dog, sucking on the chili dog. Like, doing the whole song as sucking on chili dog.
If you see this man, do not give him a chili dog.
Yeah. But then I heard that what they actually meant by chili dog was not actually what you think by chili dog. Like... And it's also not what you think. it's a secret third thing, where it's but like apparently because I was just like
it's like a Midwestern thing.
I think it is like a Midwestern thing of like that's like instead of ices or like slushies, it was called like a chili dog. Like but like the dog was like the mascot. You know, there's like the polar bear, the icy polar bear, but they would call I don't know. That might be totally fucking bullshit, but that's what I heard. And I was like, so it's like a Slurpee. Okay. And I was like, I guess that's a little bit. In that context, that makes more sense to suck on that, but like sucking on chili dog that works too, dude. I mean, you know what? This is America, you know.
Yeah, suck on whatever you want. Yeah. We've established that.
Hell yeah,
you're allowed to,
dude. It's well, and then with Bakersfield too. I mean, definitely has an interesting music history too.
Well, you know what? The Bakersfield music scene is fire.
Yeah.
Have you ever played in Bakersfield?
I played. Well, so I actually on this tour that I just did. Our first gig was in Bakersfield.
Jerry's Pizza?
It was not at Jerry's Pizza. It was at
Riley's.
No, it was one of the theaters.
At the Fox?
Not the Fox. The one next to it. The
like the Starlight Theater or something like that.
Because there's two theaters right next to each other. Damn it! What was it called? Was it the Fox? No. It was one of those theaters, but I think it was like under new management. That was an interesting gig, but it was just that was like a sound nightmare. It was like, man, I would always rather play for a cramped like bar with like decent sound than like a giant empty theater. Oh, it was like one of those situations. I was like, this is tough, and everybody was like just universally pissed at the sound guy.
Wow.
Cowboy hat wearing sound guy couldn't get it together, dude.
It's very Bakersfield.
It was tough, but it was very Bakersfield. So we started the tour out in Bakersfield, and then we went all the way to New Orleans, and then came all the way back, and then we made it to Bakersfield, and then our bus just decided to break down in like the middle of the road on I-5. So that was the Bakersfield experience. I've been to Bakersfield a few times though. Like my dad's side of the family lived out there for a little while.
Okay.
I remember like all of the gigs I've had in Bakersfield have been dog shit.
Have been nightmares.
But you know, and it's like the one I went to a year or so ago was like a fundraiser thing to like help homelessness or whatever, and there's nobody there, so I don't think the funds were raised. So that tells you about where things lie with Bakersfield. But yeah, it's an interesting town. But it's funny because you drive down the 99 or whatever, and then you see like it's like Buck Owens Drive and Merle Haggard.
Yeah, Merle Haggard Drive. Yeah, that's like I always joke like I love Buck and Merle and Dwight. I like the Bakersfield sound, and the Bakersfield music scene is like it's great.
Yeah, rich history for sure. Like
and corn.
Right.
Corn.
True.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can remember I worked with Jonathan's sister at a record store.
Oh, wow.
And maybe about 2 months before Korn's debut album came out, we were all hanging out at someone's house, like drinking beers after work, as you do. And she came over and she's like, hey, and she had the video cassette like promo reel that Sony was sending to all the, and we just watched like this 30-40 minute documentary about the band. What I didn't, so I don't know anybody in Korn, like, and I'm the only person in Bakersfield who will say that because you talk to anyone in Bakersfield, they're like, oh yeah, me and Jonathan, or me and David, or me and Monkey,
right.
Like
on a first name basis with a member of Korn.
Everyone knows somebody in Korn, but I don't know know anybody in Korn.
I feel like that's the same thing with in SAC. Everybody like knows someone from Deftones.
I know. I was gonna say yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But what I will say is that like, so in like the early 2000s, I had a music blog. I was a blogger, and I wrote about the Bakersfield music scene, and I hung out with a lot of like local bands at the time, like the Filthies and Mindsick and Gramercy Riff, Stereotactic, all these bands. and they had a studio set up just like this, you know, and a lot, I'm not going to say every single studio I was in, but a lot of the studios that I was in, like we'd be hanging out and they would be like, oh, Jonathan was here a couple weeks ago. He left us that fucking mixer. Or like David was here a couple weeks ago. He left us that drum set. Like everyone had everyone had brand new shit in their studios that somebody from Korn just like came by and dropped off a couple weeks ago.
Wow. It sounds like Korn really knows how to give back to their community.
They do. They do. That's the point I was trying to make. Is like they're still like they're still like seen in, you know. Like Jonathan's kids went to like one of the local private schools, and you know, but yeah, they're still in the city, a lot of them.
So did you see a lot of people like coming through Bakersfield though, like when you were like, you know, young and coming up and stuff? Like, was there like a lot of like bands that would come like through the area too?
You know, we got some great shows. You know, I didn't go to it. A friend of mine, Matt Munoz, shout out Matt Munoz. He is like the local Bakersfield music historian. And he posted the other day about like some of the shows that he saw in Bakersfield. He saw like Oingo Boingo in Bakersfield, nice. Like Devo. I did see some great shows. I remember seeing Ozzy once on Halloween night. We saw Ozzy once. Who else have I seen in Bakersfield? I saw some, but really like when the Korn era hit, that's when like all the great shows started coming to town.
Dude, Korn. I mean, Korn has like international success too. Yeah. It's like for the time that I was driving Uber, I was driving like during Aftershock last year.
Oh yeah.
And there was a guy from like the Philippines who was like desperately trying to get in. It was like the day of, like he's like desperately trying to get in to see Korn. He was like, he was just like,
I drove Lyft last year during Aftershock, and like this year I'm gonna take the days off because like Aftershock's Thursday, Friday. And so like last year I drove a little bit Thursday night, a little bit Friday night, and then I had something Saturday and I couldn't drive on Sunday. But it was the funnest crowd. Like it was the funnest time driving. That and the Blink-182 show have been the two funnest concerts to drive during.
Right. Do you usually drive just around Sacramento for the most part, or do you like venture out?
No, I don't venture out. Yeah. Like I'll venture out like Roseville, Elk Grove, Davis. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Right. That's
totally. Dude, I know, because I did Uber for a few months, and like I did like 800 rides or something like that. So I got a little taste for sure.
Yeah, that's not nothing. Yeah,
it's you know, cause and then I think with DoorDash I'm about to hit like 5,000.
Oh wow, I'm about to hit 3,000 with Lyft.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to hit 3,000. It's so much fun.
It's cool. Sometimes it's cool. I don't like, because just as a musician too, I'm like, I have so much shit in my car all the time. I bet. I'm like, oh, I gotta go to like rehearsal, and then I'm like, oh, let me try to like do some rides after whatever. So I got like my trunk is like full of guitar and shit, and then like someone's
going to the airport.
They're going to the airport. They're like, dude, people like use it from like they're going to Walmart or whatever. I'm like,
oh man.
And I was like, why do you need to take your body and all your stuff from Walmart? I was just like, just fucking Uber Eats Walmart and I'll just bring it to you. I would just so much rather do that. I don't know.
I picked somebody up at Walmart the other day. I swear they had like 50 bags. Like,
yeah. It's crazy.
There was so much stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like those rides, but oh well.
Yeah, I know. You drive a hybrid? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like you have to with Uber, or else it's tough.
Yeah, that's why I started doing it, because I was like, God, I'm getting like 40 miles to the gallon, 39 miles a gallon. I'm gonna drive.
Might as well, yeah. Dude, what are like? I mean, obviously in the special you started off with like a pretty crazy Lyft experience, but like, what are like some of the wildest?
She really threw up. I mean, some of the stories are, you guys know it's not all true, right? Like we embellish some of this stuff,
right.
But she really did throw up and didn't get a drop in the car, and
that's beautiful, man.
That was impressive.
That is impressive. Yeah, that's a warrior.
Yeah, and then I was like, she's obviously done this before.
Yeah,
like she's a pro. You know,
has anyone actually like threw up in your car, like all over the place? Or?
Not all over the place. So she was the almost throw up, and then this one girl threw up, and it was so gross. Only like a mouthful. Like it was like only like she didn't. wasn't like, but it was like.
Did you get the? Isn't there like a cleaning fee?
Dude, it was nothing. Like they only gave me like $40.
They're like, how much puke was it?
Yeah, they wanted to see pictures of it. I had to take pictures of it.
Like in the moment.
I almost didn't do it because
man.
I
you
called them.
You just make yourself puke a little bit extra to
get
more
like
of a fee.
Enlarged it.
Yeah.
Like reversed it so it looked a little bit different. I cropped it, like rotated it. No, it's not the same one.
Yeah. Let me boost the contrast on this, make it a little grosser.
Should have done that.
Yeah, because I heard with Uber it's like a $200 like cleaning fee, and then I was like, because there's been, I would drive people around, they'd be drunk all the time. They're like, oh man, I'm feeling kind of nauseous or whatever, and I was like, dude, if you throw up in the car, that's actually good because then I get $200 and I can just end my day.
Yeah. Would you drive late at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I stop like at midnight.
Yeah, no, that's a good general rule of thumb. That's why honestly like DoorDash is more chill for that, for like late night, because you're not like dealing with people as much, except then sometimes, you go to the 24-hour restaurants or whatever, like Jack in the Box is like 24 hours, except for like all the time at 2 a.m. They're just like, oh yeah, we only have one guy here and he's on his like midnight lunch right now or whatever. And it's just happened? Like, yeah, where I was just like, they're like, yeah, just come back in like 20 minutes. I was like, fuck, dude. Not worth it. But yeah, man, that's what you got to do these days to stay alive, man. I was like, on the road for like 3 weeks, and then I come back and I was like, fuck. Because with DoorDash, you have to do like to keep the top dasher status or whatever to get the perks. Like you have to do 100 orders in a given month or whatever. So I only got a chance to do like a handful like before I left, and I came back and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go do some more like right after this show, dude.
Yeah, I hit elite status and on Lyft this morning, just as like I'd been platinum for months and months, and then like after you've been driving a year, like you're eligible to hit elite, and it's supposed to like move you up in the queue at the airport.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see if that's true. Because like tonight, I think when I get done here, I think it'll be a good airport night because it's Monday night. So
right,
I'll see what's up. I don't know. I'll see what pays off.
That's the move, man. That's like the late night. Like, are you like a night owl?
No, not really.
No, okay.
But I could stay up till like I could stay up like
right.
My mom lets me stay up. No,
right.
Yeah. No, I'm not a night owl because I was just gonna brag that I could stay up till 11.
Whoa.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very.
Yeah. AM.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask too though. Just what was the vibes growing up? What was Bakerfield like? Didn't like? Because you're older cat, so like, what? I don't even know how old you are. You said,
dude, it was racist as fuck, but I didn't realize it because like that's what I knew. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was normal, like and then, I mean it was cool like in your neighborhood, but when you tried to like go around, like when you would go out into Bakersfield and you just like I remember, I can remember getting called a wetback. Like at a restaurant. Like I can. Well, my first day of school, like my name is Jesus, right? So like my first day of school, I remember the teacher telling me, "Hey, this is America, and you're gonna go by Jesse, okay?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so they just like changed my name,
Oh,
damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like on the roll sheet and everything.
Yeah, like on the roll. Yeah, I was like, well, they're like, Jesus. Well, actually, Jesus, this is America, so this is we're gonna change it to Jesse, okay?
Wow.
You're gonna go by Jesse.
That's crazy, dude.
And that stuck this whole time? Do you prefer Jesse? Or?
I don't really care. Like it just stuck.
Bro, don't let nobody gentrify your name. I had a coworker.
I didn't even know what gentrification was till like 10 years ago.
His name was Jorge, and people would call him George. And he was like, "Yeah, it's just hard for people to say Jorge." And I was like, "No, it's not. Don't let people gentrify your name. Your name is Jorge. It's not George. Does your mom call you George? No.
Yeah,
no.
That's
fair.
That's fair.
Nah, it's Jesse.
At this point.
Yeah, it's whatever. Like, it's just.
Well, I thought you were gonna say like, yeah, we're gonna call you Jesus.
Oh man, I don't know how many times I heard that.
Right.
And I'm like, this is Bakersfield. Like, can't be the first Jesus you run across.
Right.
Like,
Dude, I was picking up a fucking DoorDash the other day, and I was at 7-Eleven, and I was like, I got an order for Jose, and then the guy at 7-Eleven was like, what? And I was like, Jose? And he's like, what? And I pulled up my phone. I was like, Jose, and he's like, oh, Jose, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You've definitely you've definitely rung up 75 Jose's today. Like that's insane, dude.
They were all Joses, bro.
Yeah, they're all
Jose.
Reality is subjective.
Jose Rogan. Yeah, that shit's crazy, dude. I was like, I don't know, dude. I was like, you don't get a pass. I was like, I don't know, it's like probably a Middle Eastern guy. I was like, but why do you think it's Jose? Like, I was like, I don't know.
He was just
that's crazy. He's just phonetically. That's you know what? I can't blame him for that.
English is one of the hardest languages to learn, bro.
That's true.
It really is. It's got weird rules. Like
the word naked and the word baked.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's lots of instances.
Yeah,
of that, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like cough. And then like
dough.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. Well, because English is kind of like it's just a mishmash, dude. It's like it's a colonized.
It's a mutt.
It's got a little bit of German. It's got a little bit of French.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of Spanish. It's got a little bit of all sorts of stuff.
And then there's Californians,
right?
We just like make up our own language. Hella.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You're...
We used to say hecka.
We did used to say hecka.
That was like when your mom.
That's because your mom would let you say hella.
Yeah, we would. It's like you can't play GTA and you can't say hella. You have to say hecka. I was like, fuck, all right.
My whole life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you do a podcast too. You were saying too, like, what's kind of the idea about it and how long you've been doing that?
Oh man, I've been doing a podcast off and on for probably 4 years.
Hey,
maybe even more. But let's just say 4. Yeah, there's like 160 episodes, and the first 25 episodes are horrible. Like the sound. Like I was recording them in my living room, and like I didn't know how to use any of the equipment, and but there's just a lot of trial and error. And the very first episodes of the podcast, like I was trying to get comics to like what I wanted. Like the original concept was bring a comic on, listen to one of their jokes, and then break it down. Like how was this joke born? What was the original like premise of it? What was the original punchline? How did it land the first time you did it? And then I realized that like there's like 2 things. Is like one is like some comics don't want to let you behind the curtain of their like creative process. Right. And then other comics are just like, I don't know, like I just told it. Like how many times did you rewrite it? Like a few. I don't know. Like I don't even tell that joke anymore. Stuff like that. And I was like, this concept is not working. So then it was just like interviewing the comics, and then I kind of like ran out of comics to interview, and then I just like wanted to start like interviewing like musicians, and then or like artists, like painters, tattoo artists. But then I like as a way of like taking some of the load off of me, because like I would be exhausted like after doing an episode.
Yeah.
And like as a way of taking the load off, then I started doing like these panel podcasts, and like I was doing them with like 4, because it was like during like the pandemic. So like everybody was doing everything remote.
Right.
So we were just like recording over Zoom.
Yeah.
And so then I was like doing it with like me and like 3 other people. So like I would have 4 people, and that's when we started doing like the top 5 episodes.
Right.
Like we did like, I think like the first, I don't even know, like we did like top 5 albums of the 90s, like top 5 synth albums of the 80s, and like I think we ranked the John Hughes movies once. Just stuff like that. Yeah. And it was a lot funner to do that. And like I didn't have to do like I was more of like the director and the producer and the choreographer, because like I would set up questions, just like shoot them to you or shoot you a question. Like,
choreographer? Did you guys do a dance number?
Well, like it was just like like I was like moving it all around. Like it did feel like a dance. Like it's like you're moving. You have all these moving pieces, and you're just like, well, now you talk. And now take what he said, and so that was a really good exercise. But then like I get tired of ideas, or I just get burned out, and I don't want to do it this week, or and so I think I just did like a 4-week hiatus. I'm finally gonna do another one tomorrow.
Nice.
Tomorrow we're gonna do top 5 Jim Carrey movies.
Hey, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, and it was hard to settle on this, because like the 2 people that wanted to be on the podcast, like they're like 20 years younger than me, I think, or like at least like 15, maybe 20 years younger than me. And so there was like it was hard to find something that we could all like nerd out on together. Like I can't get them to rank like like I couldn't get them to do top 5 Depeche Mode records or something like that, or like top 5 Hall & Oates songs, like that would have sucked. And finally we settled on top 5 Jim Carrey movies. So I'm gonna let them do all the heavy lifting. Like my list is gonna be very basic, and I'm just gonna like pull some good information out of them.
Dude, Jim Carrey, man, that dude's got an illustrious career.
What would you say right now? Like, you don't have to say top 5, but what's your favorite Jim Carrey movie? Like, if you're just gonna show one Jim Carrey movie to this alien guy back here,
shit, dude.
Like, what would you show?
The Mask, because he's green like him.
Right? Yeah. The Mask is definitely
the
great.
Mask recently. Yeah.
As a kid, I would probably say The Grinch.
Oh, The Grinch is really good. He kills it in The Grinch.
You know what? Only one person mentioned The Grinch. Like, I posted it on my Facebook, and maybe like 15 people responded, and only one person has mentioned The Grinch.
Well, I don't know that's...
I mean, it's underrated because, I mean, he's in full costume and stuff, but it's still definitely him, and he's going off in that movie for sure. Like, I was going to say, too, of course, Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura rules.
I watched those movies back to back with my brother all the time on VHS, and like, because we shared a room, and you already know we're just like screaming references from Ace Ventura at each other all over.
He's like crawling out of the rhino's ass.
Yeah. When he's like,
fuck yeah, dude.
What about Dumb and Dumber? Is it
dude, I love Dumb and Dumber.
Do people still love it, or they burned out on it?
That was like the next one I was gonna say would be Dumb and Dumber.
You can't watch that. That movie's definitely gotta be a treat because it's literally like a sugar overdose on in a movie, you know. Totally. And it's it is dumb and it's dumber, but that movie's pretty classic. So I'd probably definitely say The Mask, Ace Ventura. I'm trying to think of something else.
Because you guys didn't watch them as new movies, right? You guys grew up and they were in the DVD collection or they were online. Or
that's probably why I said The Grinch, because it's like that was like what was coming out like in theaters when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
So that's like one that I watched at the time. But then like most of them were like, it was a lot of like reruns on like Comedy Central where they just that's how I downloaded so many movies into my brain.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
That one's crazy.
That one's crazy.
Because there's the scene or whatever where he's all like, where he has like all the 3 kids, but they're like all like big black dudes, and he raises them himself. He's like, all right, y'all, give me some sugar. He's like, bye, guy, and he like kisses all of them like on the lips, and he's like, before I go to work, bye, guys. That movie's crazy, and that's one that's up there for me for sure for Jim Carrey. He was briefly in Kick-Ass 2, and then they had to like rewrite him because he like left in the middle of it. But he was cool in that movie though too, on Kick-Ass 2. So that was cool. But he was like barely in it, type of shit. Right. But yeah.
Well, here's a Jim Carrey story. So today's April 29th. It's the anniversary or the remembrance of the Rodney King riots.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So when that happened, like L.A. got shut down, and so Jim Carrey was on In Living Color back then, right? And so I think Jamie Foxx told this story. They were talking about like Living Color, like they stopped filming for like a couple of weeks, and then they were gonna come back and they were gonna go live before a studio audience, right? And they were about to go live. I don't know if it was in that moment or like that week leading up. They were like, "What are we going to open with? Like, we have to address it, but we have to address it like in our way. Like, we can't get all serious about it.
Right.
Like, but something has to be said." And Jim Carrey was like, "Let me do it." And they were like, "Oh, fuck." They were like, "Oh shit, what are you gonna do?" He's like, "So don't worry. Like, it's like it'll be a statement. And I'm gonna make them laugh." And they were like, "Oh fuck!"
Like the token white boy of the show.
They're like, "All right, we'll let you do it." And Jim Carrey walked out on stage, and he was carrying a sign that said "Black Owned."
Oh my god!
And the crowd just erupted like with laughter.
Like immediately.
Yeah. But like Jim Carrey knew that this show, like he was the star of the show, but he knew that this cast was carrying it.
Right.
Like, I thought it was really, really smart move. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it is, looking back on it, but
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. There's a lot of interesting stuff, or especially in like the first Ace Ventura. There's like some stuff in that movie that probably wouldn't hold up to. Nothing fucking holds up to 2024 standards though.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna say something I do love of Jim Carrey though is when he's like playing a sketch, like pretending to be Seinfeld. Have you ever seen that shit?
think so.
No.
Oh my god, it's so scum. You already know. But he's like playing Seinfeld, and they do like a fake Seinfeld episode basically, and he's like, "What's the deal?" Like, and he's just hamming it the fuck up, and
crazy.
yeah, that's one of my favorite moments for sure.
yeah. What's he been up to? What's he doing? Is he painting?
he was in those like Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's his most
That's
recent
right.
thing.
He's
Yeah.
Dr. Eggman,
Yeah,
which it used to be Dr. Robotnik, but then they changed it to Dr. Eggman because of like
Russophobia.
yeah,
They don't want to. They don't want
right
to. Yeah.
because that first Sonic the Hedgehog was like the Soviet Union was still a thing, so they're like, we got to name him Dr. Robotnik to make him like sound scary in Russian, but then they changed it to the Japanese version of the name, which is Dr. Eggman, because he's roughly egg shaped. Not as good, doesn't have as much of the fear tactics as I would like.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I think this AC has just been like off basically. Like
Yeah, I
since
think
we
it got
started.
I think it
Yeah,
got
they're
like,
like, that's enough, dude. Can we like crack this window?
Over here, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
So
Oh no, we can't. All right, we're all right. We'll be all right.
we're just getting gonna get nice and steamy up in
Yeah,
here.
it's fine.
Fucking So, dude, you like lost a ton of weight, man.
Oh yeah, I did. I
Congrats.
forgot about that. Yeah, dude, it's been a crazy fucking 5 years of like getting this comedy, like doing comedy. And, you know, and I'd been needing to lose weight for like a long time and like wanting to lose weight. And, you know, comedy really is one of the things that pushed me to finally do like this, like it was one of the deciding factors of the sleep surgery, because like I was getting to where I was getting good enough that I was being offered like, well, like when you start off, like, you know, you're lucky to get 5 minutes, like at an open mic.
Right.
And then when you start getting booked, you get like 7 minutes and like 10 minutes and like 12 minutes and then like 15 and 20 and 30, right? Like I was getting to where I was getting like 10 minutes and I could do 10 minutes, but I was by minute 6, I was worried about passing out because like my heart would just start racing. Like I would do 10 minutes and I would get off stage and I would check my heart rate and it would be like 146, 150. And I was like completely like spent and like I had nothing left, you know?
Right.
And I was like, you know, if they wanted me to do 15, I couldn't.
Right.
You know, and now like I think like the night of my special, the highest my heart rate hit was like 106.
Oh damn, dude.
And that was just like,
That's low, dude. That's
yeah,
a low resting
that's
rate
like,
right there.
Killer,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
like I was just up there.
Man,
you know,
well, especially when you're starting out too, it's probably a lot of
a lot
combination of nerves
yeah,
too, right? Yeah.
And just the anxiety, you know? But
Right.
that was like I loved comedy so much. I was like, God, I want to keep doing this and I want to be good at it. And I mean, that wasn't the deciding factor, but it was one of the things that really pushed me to finally do it, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I think at my heaviest, I was like, well, like living in Sacramento, like I was like 470. And then the day of the surgery, I was 422. And like right now, I'm like like 259.
Hell yeah, man, dude.
260, something
That's
like
crazy,
that.
dude.
Yeah, and it's just like all the energy and that I have, like to like just not only to like perform, but just like to write and to drive lift, and like I'm not always tired, you know. I
Right.
mean, I am kind of always a little bit tired, but I do a lot, you know. But yeah, it's totally changed my whole life, and
Fuck yeah,
like
dude.
for the better, obviously. And I just have like this whole new outlook. Like I really felt like, you know, when I was 470, I really felt like I was just waiting to die. Like I just was just like declining slowly, and like every year was just like every summer was just so dreadful. Like
Brutal, yeah.
like I didn't want to do anything,
Right.
you know. And now, like, you know, fucking filming specials and shit.
Fuck
know?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Congrats,
Fuck
man.
yeah,
That's fucking
man.
awesome. So you said it was a gastric sleeve.
The sleeve, yeah, which is there's 3 of them that are popular, and the sleeve is like the least invasive or like the least complicated of the surgeries, but it's also like the one that you could gain weight because they cut off part of your stomach, but it could expand, like it could still stretch out,
Right.
you know. So you could gain weight back, you know, like, but I haven't. Like I've gained back like a pound or 2, and then just like, you know, like on a trip or like on a
Right.
you know, being out of town or something like that. Like I've gained like a pound or 2, or just like over a weekend where like I was just super busy and like I just only. But I don't know. It feels like I'm winning the battle, you know.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
man,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I mean, that's like, yeah, it's like a huge difference. It's like a whole person.
Yeah, the whole person. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Were you always like a bigger kid, like growing up,
You
or?
know, not. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was always like, I guess, thick or husky or whatever. But like huge was only like the last like 15, 20 years.
Right.
But like probably like 15 to 30, I was just big, you know. And then like after that, it was just like, you know, like what's wrong? Like, you know, this isn't right, you know.
Right. Dude, well, I mean,
It's
like,
cool though. You were able to turn it around in conjunction with your, you know, your journey of coming out here, getting into comedy, all that
Yeah,
stuff. Man,
yeah.
that's
The
cool.
last
That's
10
cool.
years have been crazy. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
is it a lot of like, what's your poison? Like, are you into like the sweets or
I
like the
love
boozing or
sweets.
just the?
No, you know what? I don't booze.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one thing that helped me a lot.
See,
Unlike this guy
as I'm,
over here.
as I'm opening another fucking
Oh, these
beer
are
here.
good. I love
Yeah.
805s. They were good.
Yeah.
I just like, you know, what really made me stop wanting to buy beer was when I started collecting records. And I remember like one weekend, like I spent $50 on records and I spent like $50 on beer, and I was like, wait, I can't do this,
Right.
you know. And I did like some soul searching, and I was like, well, I these records I can play over and over and over again,
Right,
right?
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I still get high, you know.
Right,
So
yeah.
I'm not a total loser, you know. Like,
It's like you're like California sober.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm California sober.
That's the
Yeah.
way, dude. That's the way to
Yeah,
be, man.
all I drink is water and coffee. That's it. And sometimes I have to make sure I drink more water than coffee. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
So did you stop drinking like?
2016,
Oh, okay.
2017.
So that's like around when you like moved to SAC, or
Well, I moved to
before?
SAC like in 2013. No, because like
Or,
my first 3 or 4 years in SAC, like first I spent like a year just drinking wine, and then
Yeah.
I spent like a year drinking craft beers, and then I retired. And yeah,
Dude, I fucking love beers, but like, dude, they be fucking me up lately.
I miss it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I want, dude, like an Irish red in a glass,
Oh, yeah.
like ice cold. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I
We
do
got-
the vodka Red Bull. That's my shit,
Oh,
dude.
that dude. When the last thing that I was on was a Kettle One and cranberry. Like that
Oh,
was
yep.
that was my thing right there. Kettle One and cranberry.
That's like my pre-gig drink is always the fucking vodka Red Bull, dude. That's
Oh, really?
that's like if I'm because like the last week too, I've just been like doing like DoorDash all day before the gigs too. So I'll like drive out, like I had a gig in the Bay Area, and then I was just like doing fucking orders all day, and then I like get to the show at like 9 p.m. then get to play till midnight. I was like, I'm gonna fucking double
Yeah.
vodka Red
Then you
Bull.
gotta drive back.
Yeah, yeah.
Meha on the beat in the chat was listening to your story, Jesse, and she said that's inspiring.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Manny. Who has it? I was gonna ask,
Oh,
bro.
that was Manny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good,
I
Manny.
said
Yeah. I was gonna ask you. You know, you said you guys do top fives. What are your top 5 lowrider old school jams to go to the
Oh.
car show at?
To go to the car show, well, you definitely gotta have like War, Lowrider,
Of course.
maybe like some Santana, like Black Magic Woman.
Yep.
Yeah, I would go. You know, this is funny. So I'm doing a show at the Punchline this Sunday, and I was making a playlist for it, and I put a bunch of like Latin. Oh, like it's. I mean, I wouldn't call them lowrider songs, but I was going. I definitely had that vibe, and I put a bunch of It's got like Los Tigres del Norte, War,
Yeah.
Linda Ronstadt, Los Lobos, Mental Buru is a band from Bakersfield. Let's Go Bowling, a band from Sacramento. I think it would be like some Los Lobos, some War, some Santana.
Yep.
That kind of stuff.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Or were you looking for more oldie stuff? Do you guys remember the Art LeBeau oldie show?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Do you remember that?
I got into a lot of like the oldies like that
like
too,
the
like
smile
Smokey
from
Rob.
my friends, cry later, like all that stuff. Yeah,
I'm your puppet.
I was gonna
all that shit.
That shit rules.
Yeah, I got into that when I was in like middle school, and I was like, what a time to get into, because like I'm getting like having like crushes on girls. I'm growing up. And it's like all this shit's like hella like a vibe, you know.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of that stuff. And then again, family parties, you know, there was always like a lighter shade of brown and motherfucking you know, what's their I'm trying to remember the lookout weekend, cause here I come.
Like
what's her name?
Debbie
Deb.
Deb.
Yeah.
Like the freestyle stuff. Stevie B. Spring Love. Yeah.
Come back to me. Yeah. All that shit, dude. That's what I really grew up on, that shit. And I was just, you know, because my family's from East LA, and my grandma's from Mexico, and we moved to to Elk Grove when I was like a little kid, and I was like one of 2 Mexican kids in like my whole fucking school and shit.
Yeah,
and,
I was gonna say Elk Grove. Wow. Yeah.
And I'm super light skinned, so like nobody really. It's either, wow, Eli, you're so Mexican, like from all the white people, and then they're like, get out of here, you're white. You know, it's from all like my like Mexican friends, and I'm like, fuck, man. But dude, I love all that shit, and you know, I mean, my mom actually, she just bought the actual piece of this right here. Flip to this to the other camera here. Yeah. Oh, no,
sorry.
not that. You know, you're good. Yeah. She bought the actual piece from the artist, so she gave me the print. But yeah, man. This is totally. It's not quite the same, but Suicidal Tendencies in my shit, because they're like 80s skate punk, like cholos, you know.
What
and I'm
about
like,
Infectious Grooves?
I love Infectious Grooves, bro.
Infectious
Fucking
Grooves
filthy,
is in the
dude.
house, dude. I saw Infectious Grooves.
Yeah,
in Bakersfield. Yeah.
Dude, didn't they have Eric Moore playing with them for
Eric
a while
Moore
too?
and ST, yeah. So ST and Infectious Grooves, he played with both of them.
Man.
When I saw ST, it was Eric Moore on the drums. Yeah. He's fucking killer, dude. And then Robert Trujillo plays with Metallica now, but yeah, he was in Infectious Grooves too.
Dude,
I
I will sometimes rewatch the part of Some Kind of Monster when they tell Robert Trujillo you're in the band. Like that is it's so great. It's like so heartwarming. Like he's just like a little kid. Like he's like
yeah, dude. Well, it's so like. I kind of even joke around or whatever, because I'm like, Metallica has Robert Trujillo, but I'm all like, you guys don't even like let him go sicko mode, like kind of keep him on a leash sometimes, because he goes so ham. He goes so ham, like in like Infectious Grooves and shit, like in Suicidal Tendencies, like he goes so dumb, and then I feel like in Metallica he just kind of plays the bass parts, you know, he's there, and like he deserves to be there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you guys could be letting him like go like even more hard, like.
But I think you could say that for every member of Metallica. Like they're all so gifted. You know?
Yeah. It's exactly too. It's like Metallica's almost been around so long to like, no, this is what Metallica is.
Yeah.
And we gotta keep it like that.
Right.
You know, because this is how long. But yeah. Suicidal Tendencies is probably my favorite band.
Okay.
Ever, I'd probably say, because again, I was
wasn't Infectious Grooves going to do some shows here recently, or did they just do some shows?
I know they're still doing stuff.
I found that CD at Dimple. Yeah, the first. Is it
Violent and Funky, or is that just the song?
the booty shaking drop. What was the name of that album? I can't remember. But
I can't remember.
I bought the first time I found it. It was the second one, and I remember getting home. I was like, "This isn't the one." Fuck. And then I found the first one.
Yeah, they fucking rule. I'd love to see them play sometime. Like I said, I've seen Suicidal Tendencies before, but I need to see them again, because I was like 17 when I saw them, and I'm like, I'm 28 now. I'm like, it's been 10 years. That's a decade without seeing Suicidal Tendencies live. What the fuck?
Yeah,
dude, fucking Iron Maiden's playing at Aftershock this year,
dude. I know. I need to go to Aftershock. I've never been.
Have you ever been?
We should all
I've
go.
never gone to Aftershock.
We should all go to Aftershock.
Because Iron Maiden,
I'll drive you guys there,
dude.
I'll drive you
dude,
guys there.
because Iron Maiden and Judas Priest
The same day.
Yeah,
The same
I was
day.
like, I gotta go for that day at least.
Yeah,
because that might be like
But what
the
if they
last
do-
chance to see
They're
Iron
not-
Maiden.
You don't think they'd like play simultaneously, do you?
No,
They better
no
be back
way,
to
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
but who's
Yeah.
opening for who?
Or you know who else is playing on that day is what is I think it's like Stained or like one of those fucking
Stained,
bands.
I don't even know.
Or what is it? Is that what I'm thinking of? Right, Stained, dude. They do.
If you think I'm missing Iron Maiden and
no, not
Judas
Stained.
Priest, you got another thing coming.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Stained. No, Stained does it. It's been a while.
Man, your pants are stained, bro.
Oh.
Fucking shit your britches.
You
over
got my
there.
ass, dude. Fuck.
yeah.
What else was I gonna just say before you made a pants shitting joke?
I don't know. You shouldn't have shit your
You,
pants.
you said you played saxophone for a while too. When
I
you were in
did.
school.
I played sax in like the high school marching band.
Nice.
And like the concert band, and then in junior college, like in like jazz band, and I almost played in a couple of ska bands, but I never fully committed. Never fully committed.
That's a point of no return in terms for a saxophone player.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I think you dodged a bullet.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, every once in a while, though, I'm like, would have been fun.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. You would have been skanking all night long.
Yeah, you either become like a jazz aficionado or you become a ska band. Yeah. They're inside of you there are two wolves.
That's how they strip away your individuality.
That's funny, yeah.
You're part of a horn line,
Right.
And
Yeah. So do you guys have live horns in that?
Yeah,
What was
in
that
the
horn?
gold souls, man. Yeah, we got ourselves a horn section. That was like basically added right after I joined the band because I've been in the gold souls for about 2 years now.
It's funky.
Yeah, thanks, man. We're fucking we're like dropping. We actually have like another single like should be ready to come out like pretty soon here. I just like did some backup vocals on that. Like got the last like finishing touches on that recording like a few days ago. And but yeah, basically the first like 2 albums, because they have an EP and then 2 albums, and none of that stuff has horns on it. And then, so just the recent singles do. And then so we've also been like retroactively adding some like horn parts to some of the older songs to kind of spice them up. And
So
make
when you
it,
guys play live, you guys have horns?
yes,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Typically, well, like if
So
all,
no one's making any money.
basically.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to sample that. Sorry guys, we'll give you a
Right,
credit on
yeah.
the album.
Yeah, well, like, basically, dude, it's crazy, man. Well, for most of the tour, we had 7, so, you know, we had just, like, tenor sax and trumpet, and then usually we have a trombone player. She couldn't make it for the tour. So then, but actually we found this ripping trombone player. Shout out Izzy. She was destroying it in the Bakersfield gig, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so like she was playing like, you know, on the same bill as us in one of the bands that was like opening like right before us.
Oh,
we saw
fun.
her play and we're like, yo, we're playing in like Long Beach and Hollywood in a couple weeks on our way back. Do you want to play on the? And so she learned like all like 3 hours of material and
Wow.
stuff, and she's fucking nasty.
Where's she's from Bakersfield, or she just
I
happened to be in
think
Bakersfield?
I think is like from like around Bakersfield, but then she went to like, you know, Berkeley School of Music, and I was like, oh shit, dude, this is like real trombone shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like a good trombone.
There's some
fucking
there's
rules,
some
dude.
talented musicians in Bakersfield.
Yeah,
Man. There's
yeah.
some talented. So it wouldn't surprise me if she was like, because the high school marching bands are like huge,
Right.
You know?
Totally, dude.
Yeah.
A good trombone solo gets me going, dude. When it shit really sounds like a souped up, fucking ratted out, fucking Honda Civic, like the fucking. That's a, you know, a good trombone solo when you hear one. But yeah, it's fucking awesome having like a full horn section. Like it's just such a big sound, and it's like it's so cool where it's like. It all feels just like a million little puzzle pieces coming together.
Yeah.
When it's just a rhythm section, it's like it's a little bit more straightforward, but it's like you capture that sort of thing, you know, in like Earth, Wind and Fire, like September, right? It's like there's no one part, like there's no one line of that song. It's like the combination of everything.
It's like the layered, yeah.
And then the drum, like it's all the things like interlocking and interweaving all at the same time that makes it such like a.
And then they could pull it
impressive
off
thing.
live.
Yeah, I saw Earth, Wind and Fire too, like a few years ago at NAMM. It's like a big like
Yeah.
The big convention or whatever.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah, dude, NAMM's crazy. That was like the last like good one I went to was like right before the pandemic started. It was like that January.
I saw Stevie Wonder once at NAMM.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Nice. He didn't see you.
No. He did not see me.
Nah, bro, turn it off. We're ending stream early.
Fucking
dude.
Oh, that was funny.
Dude, if Stevie Wonder jokes are
I
off
feel
the
like
table.
he catches the most strays out of any human on the like.
I think you're right. I think you're
He
right.
doesn't bother anybody. He can't
No,
see.
one of my favorite pictures is it was like when a customer asked me if I can look and see if they have any in the back, and then it's just a picture of Stevie Wonder, and it says, "I'll see what I can do."
Yeah. I fucking love Stevie Wonder, man. That's my shit.
Yeah. Oh shit.
My little cousin saw a picture of Stevie Wonder and was like, "Is that CeeLo Green?" And I was like, "Oh, damn." Or the way around.
Dude, CeeLo Green, man. What happened to Homeboy?
I was gonna say though, for a topical question or a topic from the week, a relevant news story or whatever, have y'all heard that Kanye is making a porn company now? He's starting his own porn company.
No.
And all I'm saying is, hang brain or get the fuck out of here, Kanye. All right, whip it out. Show what you're all about, or fucking get bent. Like,
is he like out? Is he supposed to be in it?
No,
Or
of course
just-
he's not
he's
in
just
it. He's just
executive
funding
producing?
it. Executive producing his
That's
own
crazy, dude.
porn
But what-
company with
what-
Stormy Daniels' ex-husband.
Dude, I'm starting to think this Kanye fella might not exactly be on the level.
He may or may not be a
think
little
he might be
bit
a little-
erratic.
Yeah. He's just, I don't know.
Because there was these
How do you feel about Kanye West, Jesse?
Man, he made some great albums. Like, and there's no denying it. And then even like when you're like, well, he did this many albums, but then you like start listening, you're like, oh, that Jay-Z album, all
Totally.
that, you know, like, I don't know. Then the Watch the Throne album, like, man, that thing's a masterpiece, you know.
Dude, it's crazy. He really knew how to pick some great soul samples. Like,
Well, and the thing is, he did just put out a new song with Childish Gambino recently.
Oh, interesting.
And
How's
it
that?
was tight. I fucked with it, and I saw someone read in the comics. They said this is the most enthusiastic Kanye sounded on like a song in forever, and I do agree. And then like, why are you doing Yeezy porn? Just go make some better fucking music, dude. Like, I understand like your last big album was like about your mom passing away, and it was this big theatric, emotional, artistic, ambient thing. But get back to just goofing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, have a good time with music, bro. Like, that's like your whole thing. Don't
I
go
don't
and
know
make Yeezy porn.
I
Like,
don't know if he can just get back to goofing after all.
I don't know, like
After all that shit.
like if you think of like the great, like if you want to put him in the pantheon of like great hip hop producers, like just I'll put him up there with Dre, right?
Yeah.
Like Dre kind of lays low, like he's kind of like you never hear from him, you know. By every 20 years he drops something, but you
Right.
always hear that he's in the studio, and you get like little bits and pieces slip out. And like Dre is like comfortable like not being in the spotlight all the time, you know, and just like letting the work speak for itself. And I think like Kanye just can't not be in the spotlight, you know. And
Right.
and I think we don't hear from Dre because like he does like the stuff that it doesn't like what he has at the moment just isn't up to par with what he feels is good enough to put out. But like, and I think Kanye, instead of being okay with not having something relevant to put out, like just looks for something else.
right? Instead, he needs like the
needs to be in it,
spotlight,
yeah.
but his music might not be all there yet. So he
Right.
fucking does a bunch of
And
other
it's
stupid
okay
shit.
for the music not to be there because
Right.
I mean, all these great producers, like they're all time, like not just like hip hop producers, you know, but like they're not always just, they're not just putting stuff out every 2 or 3 months, you know.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
It's like such a if Twitter didn't exist, like things probably could have gone very different for Kanye. I feel like.
Well, I'm just like I said though, I'm like, don't start a porn company unless you're about to put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying, bro? You gotta fucking like you can't be like, if you're like, I mean, look. You've already said so many horrible, atrocious things. We watched the Alex Jones interview with live, and we were like,
yeah,
you know, and I'm like, that's like we covered, you know, I don't know if you've seen some of our earlier episodes. We got our start covering news. Like that was like what the podcast was for hella long. We just shit on the news and whatever was coming up. And even us, we were watching the Alex Jones thing. We were like, bro, like we've talked shit about all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and we were just jaw on the floor, you know. And it's like, if you're gonna do that. And then you're gonna start a fucking porn company. It's like
he started doing like props. He started doing like
I know he's doing like Carrot Top.
Yeah, he's like evil Carrot Top kind of. He had like the fucking. Yeah, he had like the net and the Yoo-hoo bottle talking about Benjamin Netanyahu. That was wild. That was an interesting time. That
we're still in it because now it's easy porn. So
dude, and then it's like he's got the grill, but it's not just a grill. Like I think he like did he take his fucking teeth out and put in like a metal mouth?
I wouldn't put it past
It's like veneers, dude. Like he looks
kind of hard.
Like you know, like
that's hard, bro.
I think that's probably one of the most logical decisions of the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, fine.
Dude,
what do you want me to fucking say about that? That's fucking tight.
That's like the most. That's like man. That's like more traditional rapper stuff.
Yeah, out of all the movies he's made, that's the one. I'm like, that's fine. That's totally fine. I don't give a fuck. He might probably has some messed up teeth.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta get some fucking
permanent tight.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Teeth rumored to cost $850,000.
Hey, you gotta pay the website.
Oh man, whatever, dude. No, whatever. You get the idea.
You didn't see the teeth.
You know, we all know they look like that.
No, I don't. All right, it's all good. All right. Anyway,
the teeth.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Man,
that's crazy, dude.
They're titanium.
That just looks like a fucking.
I'm sorry, dude. Titanium teeth, bro. I ain't never gonna fuck, dude. Also, hold on. Here's the downside. Imagine biting your cheek with titanium teeth, bro.
Oh my god.
Just chomping on gum.
This shit just fucking slices your fucking shit, bro. And it's got like a nice piece of like tiny like like prosciutto of your cheek from the titanium, the titanium dentures. Yeah, the tiniest shred of cheek meat. I could go for some cheek meat right now.
Dude.
How we doing? How you doing, Jesse? How you doing, man? You got Dutch Bros right there.
You
didn't ask me if I wanted any Dutch Bros before you got
I did not. Yeah, I don't. I purposely don't tell people I'm going to
Dutch Bros. Let me put in an order. Yeah.
They're like, can you? I'm like, no, I'm not going to ask for that. No.
Yeah.
I know, because everybody's always like, can I get it this way, this way? It's like, no, if you want to subject the worker to that, you got to do that shit yourself, bro.
Yeah, the workers don't care.
Yeah.
They love it.
That's good. See, I can. Oh my god, there's this it's totally a random story, but I remember one time we went to this party, whatever, and I'm talking to this one girl, or whatever, and she's like, she works at Dutch Bros. I'm like, wow, that's so cool that you work at Dutch Bros. I work at In-N-Out. Wow, it's kind of the same thing. Blah blah blah. Right? And my buddy's hella drunk, and he's like, hey, that's right, I know you. You work at Dutch Bros. Oh my god! And he's just fucking stumbling and slurring, kind of how I am right now, and all this shit, right? And then the next day or whatever, he's all like, yeah, bro, I was macking on that girl that worked at Dutch Bros. And I was like, no, you were not. You were cock blocking me because you were being a fucking menace. And don't get me wrong, I've been there too. But come on, bro. I was like, you were not spitting game on the girl who worked at Dutch Bros.
Man.
They've heard it all.
Yeah.
They've heard it all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Come on. Like
I work at Dutch Bros.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I had a chance because I wasn't faded. But anyways. How we doing, boys?
I'm doing good, man. It's definitely a little bit steamy in this room, but I had a couple more questions.
I feel like it just kicked on.
Oh, maybe it just kicked on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
This is where us Mexican Americans hold a bit of a, we're more adjusted to the heat than you Anglos.
Right, dude. I was
Anglos is crazy. Caucasus Mountains.
This Anglo-American over here.
Caucasoid, yeah.
Yeah, this Caucasoid.
Fucking dude, I mean, it's crazy, man. I was in the desert for like a good portion of the last couple of weeks.
And did you cry?
No.
Did you cry?
What do you mean?
Well, it wasn't that hot yet. Go back in August.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, because like I was in I was in Phoenix though for a little bit. And it was fucked. Yeah, it was like already like 94 out there. And then I was in Joshua Tree National Park because we had like a day off. And then I was like, damn, it's way nicer in the actual desert than it was in Phoenix. It was like breezy. It was like in the low 80s.
Oh yeah, you got
like
a gust, desert wind.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck it is too, but like the instant I came back to Sacramento, just like I didn't have any allergies basically on that whole tour, and then I came back to Sacramento, and it's just like you look at you ask your phone, you're like, what's the weather like in Sacramento? And it's just like pollen. Like it doesn't even tell you the temperature anymore. It's just like pollen.
It shows a red nose.
Yeah. Basically. It's just been killing me since I got back, dude. What the fuck was I gonna say? Dude, without like spoiling the bit too much. You were talking about how basically no one believed that you were addicted to meth because because you were fat.
Yeah. I remember somebody telling me that one, or like somebody that was actually like kind of because like at a place that I worked at a pizza place, and like all the guys knew that the guys knew I partied, but the girls didn't know I partied, right? And they were like, I thought if you did meth, you were skinny. Like, like it didn't make sense. Like, wait, hold on, no, he doesn't. Like, so like people like were trying to tell my friend like he uses. He's like, nah, he don't use. Like, So that actually did start from like I always thought about that, and that made it to that bit.
Man. And it's like, so when people say party, because usually when it's like people say like, oh, I like to party, usually they're talking about like coke.
Yeah.
Whatever. But do people still use the same terminology for meth? Like, is it considered a party drug? I mean, I guess so.
Yes.
Is it?
Like, we called it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we said we're going to party. Well, because it was like more like, I guess in the beginning it was more like we would drink and then we would do meth to like be able to drink all night.
Yeah.
Like we used to call it starting over. Like, let's start
right.
over. Like,
That's crazy.
Because like in the beginning we were like,
just precursor, he's been clean for a very long time, and that's why we're asking.
2005.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
yeah, is that? Yeah,
almost 20 years here, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why we feel comfortable asking him this. Yeah.
And that's how it started off. But then like once it like spiraled into addiction, then it was just like, yeah, we're just partying. Like the party never ends.
What advice would you have to say for people that are going through addiction like that, and like what would you say helped you get out of that? And
I used to listen to Love Lines with Dr. Drew.
Mm-hmm. Hey, classic.
And he would always say like don't underestimate the humans the body's desire to survive. Like it's like you can come back from addiction, you can come back from all this stuff, and like I think what really helped me too is like when I decided to stop, like I had listened to Love Lines for like 5-6 years, and so like every phase of like the withdrawals and the depression, like I knew what it was that I was going through, and right. I knew that I would get past it. Like I knew it was doable because I had heard I almost said Dr. Dre, but because I heard Dr. Drew talk about it so much, and just like how, and I think like at that point like Psycho Mike was the co-host, and that fool partied, and he recovered, and I think just knowing that that so many people, that, because like you look at like throughout the history of time, like especially like rock and roll and actors, like so many people that passed away from it, but like so many people that survived, like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
you know, like guys like him, like that they had like a second life, you know, afterwards, So.
Right, and then like like Ozzy Osbourne or
like
Mick
Ozzy,
Jagger and Keith Richards, all that stuff, like where it's like, damn, like I mean, it probably helps to like have a bunch of money and like professionals that are like gonna help you out with that. But like, so was it like like how do you wind up, like what's like the first time, or do you like graduate your way up? Or was it just one day someone was like, you want to try?
You graduate your way up.
Or you just you had like, it's kind of like,
I think the first time it was I thought I was doing coke.
Right.
And I was like, "Whoa, that burned."
The old
the old switcheroo.
The old tweak bomb, as they say.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then I was like, well, this is, more financially, this lasts a lot longer. We should just do this.
This is actually economical.
Yeah, that's more economical. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, we should just do this then.
Right.
Like we only needed that much, and like we're still going,
That's crazy, man. Because I took Adderall for a few years too, and then it's like, it's basically just government meth.
It's prescribed,
and it's like
prescribed meth, yeah.
I was like, damn. I was like, dude. I was like, with my insurance, I was like, the copay is on. It's like $30 for a refill. I was like, that's pretty good. That's like $1 a day. Dude.
Oh my god.
It was very, very economical.
But you know what? I
lost some weight.
I've been around people on Adderall, and it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I'm just like I'm hanging out with a tweaker like right now. Like this is not
it's
fun.
like it's very similar.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man, because it's like, but people just use it to like write fucking essays and shit.
Yeah,
I would take that shit and be writing music and do all.
Right,
but now it's like now I'll just drink a bunch of energy drinks or whatever to try and get like a 1/10 of that level of focus or whatever.
Now I drink coffee. Yeah.
So how long would you say your run with the meth was?
Oh, it was long. It was
was there like
we're digging in here?
I'm just curious. I don't know.
No, it was like 12 years, 13 years. But it was like for so many years, it was like the weekend thing,
right?
And then like for probably like, and then there would be like times where like I didn't use for like 5 or 6 months,
right?
I don't think I ever went like a year. And then, it was like from 18 to like 35, I think, something like that. But like the real, like the downward spiral was probably like 32 to 35, where like when I just started smoking it and just like, and then like the last 18 months, I like wasn't even working. Like I was just like looking for the next, like I like reached a point where like the tweakers wouldn't even talk to me, and I was like, that's fucking, like the tweakers like, oh, this guy's fucking trash,
right?
Like,
Damn, yeah,
that's so, like, crazy. I reached like that level, but no more. Yeah,
that's good though, man. No, that's crazy. I mean, the fact that you're having this. You really, really turned it around, though. You know what I mean?
I did.
All these new endeavors you're on. You came out here, and you lost all this weight too. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking sick. It's super inspiring, and dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I want to write a book next,
dude. Fuck yeah,
that's next. That's next.
You gotta just stuff it with like all your anecdotes and all your fucking
like a
shit.
bunch of. Well, it's gonna be like a bunch of like concert stories. I think it's gonna be, or like on the like. Not only like concerts, but like stuff that I saw on TV. Like I saw, like, I don't know if you guys have heard like the pop culture reference of it, but like when Michael Jackson moonwalked on the Motown 25, like that was
for
like
the first time and shit.
Dude, the next day at school, everyone was moonwalking. Like, it literally was like from one day to the next. Like, here's hip hop. Like it was mainstream at that point. So like I want to write an essay about that. And like, watching I remember waking my parents up. Well, I remember telling my parents to wake me up early so I could watch Live Aid. I watched Live Aid like that whole I woke up like at 6 a.m. I watched like every performer all the way up, and like that, like sitting in my living room and like that day watching like Duran Duran, Queen, David Bowie, fucking Black Sabbath. That was like Black Sabbath reunited for that day they reunited.
Right.
Damn. So I want to write about that. I want to write about I recently on my Facebook I posted a story about a time that I went to a Beastie Boys show, and a buddy of mine was infamous for like trying to get backstage and like just looking for doors that weren't locked and like just jump a fence and so like I was at this Beastie Boys show and I was with a couple other friends, but I wandered off and I did just that. I jumped a fence, I found a door that wasn't locked, and I got backstage to where, well, not backstage, but I got back into the parking lot where like all the tour buses were, right? Yeah. And there was this fence that had been put up, and there was tarp around it, and I could hear people playing basketball. There was a basketball game. And I was like, dude, they're fucking. That's got to be them. And I walked up to the fence and I like moved the tarp back and I watched the Beastie Boys and their road crew play basketball for like a minute.
That's dope.
And then like a security guard was like, hey, what are you doing there? But he was like 100 yards away, and I was like, oh, sorry, and I just like walked away.
Yeah.
And there was no altercation, you know, like he
Right.
wasn't gonna chase me. Wasn't gonna run. I just walked away. But like,
dude,
I want to like write about all that stuff.
hell yeah, man. That's fun, dude. Like, it's crazy how many places you can get to just with like a high visibility vest, or like if you just have a clipboard somewhere,
or a clipboard,
you can kind of just walk around places.
Yeah.
Dude, we snuck into a couple festivals.
Yeah, we
that
snuck into
way.
TBD Sackfest. Yeah, that was
fun.
that was classic.
Fuck yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Sweet, dude. Yeah. So for the folks at home, yeah, your special just dropped on YouTube. Everybody, make sure to watch that. It's already climbing up, dude. You already got a few thousand views on this.
Dude,
on this show already.
I got like 4,000. I was really gonna be happy with. Like I was like, please let me get 100 views.
Right. That's where we're at. With like our shit.
I was like, please let me get 100. It's at 4,400 views right now.
Yeah, man.
That's
Hell
fucking
yeah.
dope, dude.
Yeah, and so it's doing really well. And I got a comment earlier from Australia.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's on YouTube. You can just search it, Jesse Rivera, not that Mexican. It'll pop up on YouTube. And I'm just gonna keep doing more and more and see where this goes.
Hell yeah, dude. It's
yeah,
fucking
man.
awesome. And then if you want to listen to his podcast, he's got What's Next with Jess. That's on.
Yeah, it's on all the
Spotify
it's on
and,
all the
all
platforms.
those.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah.
Are you still doing? You were doing that like book report thing at Stab a while ago too.
I think we're done with that. I don't know,
dude,
but-
those are fun though. I went to one of those.
Yeah, that's I love the concept.
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. I think it's it's definitely on hiatus. I don't know
Right.
if it's coming back, but it was a fun idea.
Dude, I mean but I just love like the idea of just kind of expanding out like the getting like
Content
all of the
types.
like the podcast scene and the music scene and the comedy scene and everybody in Sacramento. I don't know. It's just cool, man. Just building a whole like culture, just kind of.
Well, it gets boring just talking to comics,
Right.
Like,
and that's what we had
Yeah.
kind of the same thing with like you're just talking to a bunch of musicians and rappers and stuff, and it's like, don't get me wrong, it's awesome, but it's like
You're like, we
it's
talk
nice
to all the cool
diversify.
ones.
Right? Yeah, it's like
I'll say it. I'll
Right.
say it.
Yeah.
I talked to all the good comics, and like all it was left was like the weird ones, you know.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm not doing comics right now. I'll call you back. You know?
Right, totally.
So, that's, I mean, it was like necessity, right? Like necessity is the mother of invention. Like I just
Exactly.
need to pivot, but keep creating content. You know.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cool, man. Anything else you want to plug before we get on out of here?
I also produce. Well, I guess like it's live. So this Wednesday, I'll be at the callback bar.
hell yeah.
I help Johnny Taylor teach a storytelling class.
yep.
That's where me and Sarah met.
That's where she first started stand up.
Yeah, and I always joke with her that I wanted to tell her, like, after her performance, like, how great it was. But she had all her fans were around her. Like, I couldn't even reach her. Like,
Right.
like so many people were around her. Like, it's Sarah. And like, I waited for like a minute. I was like, I'll see her. Yeah.
Dude, well, it's been so awesome just like getting like she's kind of been our like liaison into the comedy scene out here too, and I'm just
And
like
I told everybody at the open mic too, on the past open mic we just did. I said I was like the Zudecast. I was like, it's me, Bobby, and instead of Chris right now, we got Sarah right now. So we just swapped y'all, like, and she's the third Zude today. So
yeah, dude.
That's dope.
Yeah, and we're gonna have another one May 4th.
this
It's gonna be fun
Saturday, come on through, make a Star Wars joke because it's May 4th. I'm
it's
gonna
May
make
the
some
4th.
Star Wars
Yeah.
jokes, and I will not be as drunk as this past time. I promise.
I'm gonna get up there, dude. I'm
Just
gonna
be
do
your
type
authentic
5.
you, man.
Yeah.
Just be your authentic self. But yeah, I'll be at the Punchline at the Callback Bar, and then Sunday, May the 5th, I'll be at the Callback Bar,
Hell yeah.
and
Cinco de Mayo.
every second Friday at Fox and Goose.
Sweet.
Fuck yeah.
Every
Good,
second Friday at Fox and Goose.
Good brunch there too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get some good food.
They do got some good food.
Sweet, dude.
Well,
Well,
hell
thanks
yeah,
so
brother.
much for
Thanks
coming
having
on,
me
man.
on.
It's
This
been
was a
fucking
lot of
awesome.
fun. Yeah. This is a great spot you guys have.
Thank you, man.
Kudos to all of this. This is dope.
Yeah, we've been putting it together piece by piece it's been years in the making at this point. You know, we're still getting tightening all the screws on things, but it's
out-
coming along, dude. Every week.
Shout out to Josh Joran, our liaison into this facility too.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the boy for real.
Yeah, this is great.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, man. For real. Again, and congrats on the freaking special, bro. And 4K on YouTube is not easy. So I appreciate you coming by, rocking with us, bro. It's awesome.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.
Sweet.
All right. Thanks.
Tell the people where to find you.
You can find me really Instagram, Jesse Rivera, JR2L. And that's where I post everything. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on X.
That's gonna get banned anyway.
Yeah, so Instagram. I love the gram.
Sweet.
I'm for the gram.
Do it for the gram.
Do it for the gram.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.